gonna pick up the phone or what?
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, wow, 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 wow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, wow, 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 wow. Meow.
Pick up your fucking phone, asshole.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Holy cow. You really are one lazy element before the Lord.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Bring, bring.
Meow.
Bring, bring.
Meow.
Bring, bring.
Meow.
Bring, bring.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Bring, bring.
Meow.
Are you gonna pick up the phone or what?
Meow, meow, meow. Meow, wow, 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 wow. Meow, meow, meow. Ah, there you are already. Grandmouse. Oh, I'm sorry. Grandmouse isn't here yet. Maybe you can talk to Herr Schlomi for a while. Herr Schlomi is our probation officer. I know what you're thinking. I was also puzzled when I saw Herr Schlomi for the first time. But he is a very good probation officer. He has got his own methods.
Hello, how are you? I want to start with a song. It's in honor of the ox, because on Friday, that's in 2 days, the year of the ox is going to start. Love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. Love gets you high. Love is like oxygen. You want too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. Love gets you high. Yeah, this is the chorus. That's all I've been able to learn. And even the idea was not my own, because I always celebrate Chinese New Year for many years already. But normally, while some years it's very easy, like Year of the Horse, there are so many years, so many songs about horses, or Year of the Tiger is very easy too. But Year of the Ox, I didn't have many ideas. But then Swarm Intelligence came to my rescue, because I've posted in musicians in Berlin, and they had many cool ideas, among others, like to use the word oxygen for ox. Hello, Philip, how are you? Yeah, besides ox, then somebody also said, yeah, but in German you can say buffalo. So there are also many cool songs. But it turned out I'm not such a cool performer, and I wasn't able to play any of them. Like, I wanted to play Buffalo's Dance by Nene Cherry. But first of all, it was too difficult, and then I saw a tutorial the other day that said you cannot cover hip hop. Please excuse me a second. Because the dog is outside. He doesn't want to come inside yet. He's crazy. Yeah, I wanted to I want to do a two-step introduction this time, because I also saw in another tutorial you shouldn't start your stream straight away, but do something a little bit more mellow at the beginning in case some audience are being late. So I was thinking, why don't I show the early bird an interesting video? It's how I played in a comedy show, and I did the infamous quiz, Animals Against Humans. Here goes.
Hello everybody. How are you? Good. Splendid. Well, my name is Grandmouse Flausch, and as some of you may have guessed already, I'm a convicted criminal. I've been doing time in the animal shelter because I used to make a living by holding up gasoline stations. But don't worry, while I was in the shelter, I've been retrained, and now I work as a stand-up comedian. The only thing is, tonight I've got no more than 5 minutes to get my work as a stand-up comedian done, and therefore I'm going to have to be slightly brutal about it. You and you, please come to the stage. Volunteer number 1. Do you have any other names? Can you come on this side, please? Do you have any other names besides volunteer number 1?
Louise.
Louise. That's a nice name too, Louise. And welcome to the stage, volunteer number 2. Do you have any other names?
Rebecca.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Louise and Rebecca. What am I going to do with you now? We're going to play a quiz show, and the name of the quiz is Animals Against Humans. And I can already see how you guys are going inside your head. How can she play with them? Animals against humans, they are both humans. So it seems. But I have come prepared. Rebecca, please put this on. To go. I start with the first question. First, team animal. How much is 17 plus 4?
21.
Hooray! 1 point to team animal. And now team humans. How much is 17 to the power of 4? Any of you guys, you're also humans? You don't have all night. I'm going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 to 0 for team animal. Now, the second question. Team animal again. Which colors are there on a pedestrian light?
Red, green, yellow.
Only red and green actually. Where are you from? For pedestrians, okay. Well, so team human actually has a chance. For the first time in the history of this quiz. Team human has a chance to catch up now. So team human, which are the colors on the flag of Bangladesh? You lot?
Red and black and green.
Yeah, correct! So the score is even now. Wow, so the final and third question is going to decide everything. Team animal again. How many legs has a cow?
4.
Correct! And to team human, how fast can the cow run with its leg? 1-to-1 for team animals. And this means, Louise, you are the runner-up. That means you can go back to your seat. But I also normally...
Yeah, that's... Oh my God! Oh my God! Could you guys even hear me before? Yeah, of course I forgot something again. I forgot that I need a microphone. Yeah, welcome to the shop one more time. Today is the second last day of the year of the rat, because on Friday the year of ox starts. And for me this is very important because I have lived in China for about 5 years. So later on I will tell you a bit more also about how you can celebrate year of or Chinese New Year in general. I have here something. Oh, yeah, it's hot, as you can see. Yeah, you know, hot. And this. These are two very important food items that you need for Chinese New Year, but we will come to that later. Now, I need something to drink first, because actually the only reason why I was going to show you the video straight away is because my dog was out on the balcony and he had an injury a week ago, and now he cannot climb the stairs so well. He's already better, but he shouldn't go out so many times in one day. So now he has to use the balcony as dog toilet. And right now the problem is because it's so cold, the dog poo gets frozen if I don't pick it up immediately. So I needed the extra time. And since I was having so much work already, I thought now it's time for me. Now I have Feierabend. I hope you guys understand. Feierabend is the German word for when the working day is done and you can finally relax. Yeah, and the other day I went to my Späti and then I discovered this beer here. It's a craft beer and it's from Brauhaus Neulich. And I bought it because I have been to Brauhaus Neulich before the plague many times, and I have very nice memories of it. And I thought, I can try, because they brew their beer on the spot, but normally they just have it in the barrel and you buy it in the bar. But now I thought, I'm gonna try their beer bottle. So here, beer bottle, and today I'm gonna use the beer to do what we usually do here in this show, to have the mild wine ceremony. But since 2 weeks ago, this show is officially in summertime already, and now we are doing the mild wine ceremony always with cold drinks, because you got to have a little bit of optimism. And for those of you who are new to the show, I will explain. You take your drink, mild wine or other, and then you can mumble. You can mumble whatever you like actually, but I always like to suggest one thing. And because today is the English show, we will go with strawberries, cherries, and an angel's kiss in spring. My summer wine is really made from all these things. But you don't say this out loud, you mumble it. And then it's like, whoa, whoa. It's my first beer, but I'm just naturally clumsy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The ukulele wasn't hit. And if you mumble quietly, it's like a secret society, because this started in December, and you know, we have here I'm in Germany, and our government forbid drinking mild wine in public in December. So this is some sort of rebellious thing. Yeah, and the tradition is also to watch a video. And this time I'm going to show you a video on YouTube, because what we do is we watch a video together and drink together. And you can drink whatever you like, even water if you have to. And this video is like a very long video, but I will only show you a short piece of it, because I did an interview with somebody and he did an interview with me. It was like this. There's this guy I had never met before, but he was friends with many friends of mine on Facebook. And he had added me as a friend, and I thought, yeah, well, whatever, we got 60 friends in common, why not? And then I noticed he was always writing a lot of utter nonsense in his timeline. And I was thinking, maybe I should just not follow him anymore. And but then I also noticed that a lot of people took issue with what he was writing and said, like, how can you write such nonsense, rabidi-whoops? And he was always giving them a like, no matter how much they criticized him. And then I thought, that's interesting. This is, an attitude that probably there's more behind it than you see at the first. And then actually one day I asked him the question, when he wrote something very stupid again, do you really mean this? Or is it just a publicity stunt? And then he said, yeah, it's a publicity stunt. So I thought, okay, he's just a smarty pant who is thinking, when you write something stupid on social media, you will get more exposure, which is of course true. And then we met 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we had a pretty interesting discussion. And I will show you a little piece, like a few minutes of this on YouTube. And then if you're interested, you can go back to YouTube later on and just watch the rest yourself. But the way this works, I have to search for it. Hang on. Actually, it's easy. No. Yes. Here. Yeah. Because I need to look for yeah, so far so good. Hallo, der Philosoph. Is the sound back now or not? Damn it. Can you guys hear me? Oh wow. Yeah, this is schade. The funny thing is that I can hear very quietly the sound, the sound of because there's a time lag. So I'm very confused now. And well, what am I going to do? I just keep drinking, I guess. Oh damn. Yeah. So for those of you who missed it, I bought the beer from a local brewery here in Berlin to test it, and I actually forgot to explain this. It's my first time to drink this beer from bottle. It is called Summer Ale, and it is brewed by some kids in Neukölln. Oh, thanks a lot, der Philosoph. What a mess. Ja, leider. Okay, now the interview is done. Can't help it. And well, I wanted to tell you about Brauhaus Neulich because I used to go there to a comedy show, play there before the pandemics, of course, and yeah, it was always very nice. It's in Neukölln, near to the old airport, and it's a corner bar, and you can still see that it's very. It used to be a very local type of bar, you know, where like 120-year-old Berliners used to go, but then apparently that bar was closed and it was taken over by some young people, and they started to brew their own beer there. And they also had a lot of cultural events. And der Philosoph, who just helped me with the sound, he actually went there with me the very first time I went there. And I bought their beer from Späti out of solidarity, because now they are closed, of course. And but they are selling their beer for people to you can go to their shop, I believe, and buy it there, but you can also order it online. But I only bought one bottle because I wasn't sure if I like it, because this is summer ale and I don't normally like to drink ale at all. And I tried the summer ale in the bar and I thought, nee, that's not for me. That is too fancy pantsy for me. I like I like the classical Middle European Pilsner style beer better. And they also had this, you know, they were brewing like 6 or 8 different types of beer all the time. But now in the Späti, they only had the summer ale. And because I knew I was going to try this on camera, and I just already tried it, but it's very nice. It's different from, it's one of the rare cases where I personally think the bottled beer is better than barrel beer. And although it is not Pilsner, but I still like it. But because of this this topic, I have been doing a lot of reading on Wikipedia. What is the difference actually of ale and beer, and you know what's all behind it? And then I want to quickly explain it because I thought it was very interesting. It turns out that Pilsner is, you know, like the Czech beer, is a very new sort of thing. It was invented in the 19th century, 1800 and something. And before that, all the beer in the world was ale style. And the main difference is the yeast that they use. There are two different families of yeast. And the reason why why the Pilsner became famous in the end is actually this, I've forgotten the biological names of those yeast, but the yeast that can make Pilsner is usually used in colder environment, and it started in Bavaria because the Bavarian king said, you're not allowed to brew beer in the summer, you're only allowed to brew beer in the winter. And that was possible because in Bavaria it gets very cold in the winter, and then they have a lot of caves, so they stored the beer in the cave, and the beer was ice cold. I mean, inside the beer, it was, they shoveled a lot of snow into the cave, and that snow would keep the beer fresh all summer. And the famous Bavarian beer garden, which is now copied all over the world, actually comes from this tradition of having the beer stored in an underground cave, and on top of the underground cave they would make a garden, and in the summer you can come there and drink your beer. And in Czech, they had reached beer in the 19th century, so the some duke in Czech, he called a brewery master from Bavaria, and he made the very first Czech beer, Pilsner Urquell. So that is how Pilsner became famous in the world. Yeah, the reason, here in Europe, Pilsner is really, really big. And to me, that's just beer. When I say beer, I should say continental Europe, because I think in England, ale is popular, but in continental Europe, mostly not so popular. And when it started that so many young people from overseas are moving to Berlin, artists and educated people who also like to drink beer because they learned it in university or wherever, they brought the craft beer tradition with themselves. Here in Germany, we also have craft beer now, but it's not a big thing because we have really good traditional beers, and many of them, they're like a few hundred, more than a few hundreds local breweries. But in the United States, for example, and apparently that's where craft beer was invented, in the United States, they didn't have so many breweries for a long time because of prohibition. And all the small breweries died because of prohibition, and only the very large companies, they came back afterwards. And therefore they have only a very small choice of beers, and then people who love beer, they started the craft beer thing. And now we also have this in Berlin, and I'm always thinking, yeah, it's okay, but we don't actually need it. We've got breweries already. But now I'm happy that I bought the summer ale, because I wanted to order the beer from Brauhaus Neulich before, because I want to support them, because bars don't have an easy life now. And that's one way they can still make a bit of income by selling products to people to take home. But I was hesitant to buy it because I thought, nee, I don't like ale. But now it turns out the bottled summer ale is really good, so I would recommend it. And this is not paid advertisement, of course. I'm speaking honestly as a fan, because it's a weird time, and I want to show my solidarity. Yeah, I don't know why I've messed it up with the interview. That's really too bad, because I wanted to explain a little bit more about what we had been talking about, but now you've missed it. That's sad. But I'm just going to explain it, because I was talking to this guy. His name is Kips, and his project is called the Symposium, and he told me that before the plague, he used to do live events in bars, and there people would come together and talk about, he would think of one he would think of one topic for the evening. This is just the example he gave me. He said one evening he would choose the topic, long distance relationships always fail, as a provocative statement, and then people could discuss about it. And it sounded quite interesting because he always made people discuss in groups, and then everyone was supposed to switch sides and argue the case of whoever had a different opinion of them, so that people would learn from each other and understand that even they are not of the same opinion, but they can still find some common ground to talk. And I think that's a cool thing. And I already said that once the plague is over, I want to go to this event when it's taking place again. But online, he's taking a different approach. What I already mentioned before, he's always writing some very provocative things, but like very I can't think of the word right now, but like very carved in stone, like not being able to look at the other side. So I was puzzled about it, but he said, yeah, this is just for publicity, because then he knows that people will talk about it more. And I can relate to this because this is also what I've done in my, for example, early on in my career as stand-up comedian, I've participated in the German version of American Idol. In German, it is called DSDS. And it was really cool because I went and played the song there that is also the introduction. I'm quickly going to open this again. Yeah, I guess you all have heard a glimpse of this already before. And this is actually a very old song, around 200 years old, written by the opera guy Rossini. So this is real classical music. But when people are not aware of it, I've been asked many times, did you write this song? I was like, well, no, unfortunately not. But I've performed this in the German version of American Idol, and it was really cool because the people who had to judge me, they couldn't place it, and it created a lot of sorry. It has also created a lot of controversy, and the controversy was, yeah, it made. It's the saying is true. No news is bad news. Absolutely. And hang on. Righty. I was going to talk about Chinese New Year, but actually no. I have a few games prepared that I want to do, but I'm not sure if everybody who's there know which one am I going to do? Yay. Wahrheit oder Fälschung? Widerraten. Yay. But there are not so many audience there yet, but never mind, we will just play it and see how it goes. So I'm going to play a couple of songs, and then you guys, if you know the name of the song, you can write it on the screen. Yay. They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no. I cannot fly. I didn't learn how. I'm like a bird. I wanted to go to school, but they said that I'm too heavy. You get extra point if you write down the name of the song and the name of who wrote the original. And then the next one is Yogi Boy, Yogi Boy, Yogi Boy, eats potato. Yogi Boy, eats potato nevermore, 'cause he's also now on a low carb diet. Yeah, and then I have, these are all just warm up. And now I have a slightly more difficult one.一个人淡淡的下午，当风吹得每棵树都想跳舞。记得昨天你穿蓝色衣服，你说对爱太专注容易孤独，这句话什么意思？我不清楚。我爱上了云，爱上你，多么希望像你自由来去。原来心之前容易思念，仿佛看不见你一遍一遍孤独的流着眼泪。回忆太美，太多美丽充满香气，只是在心里它总是酸溜溜的。我不懂我自己，越来越像 lemon tree。我一天一天更爱你，我不管爱会苦苦的，太冷凉的天气，我的爱是 lemon tree。Yeah, thus far because because I cannot yeah, der Philosoph, you've guessed correctly, lemon tree, because yes, this is the Chinese version of Lemon Tree. It's a really big song in China, and I've only sung the first verse because I had to make it, I had to write it down. I can't, I want to learn it by heart, but so far I have to still look at the notes. So, yay. And I just got some other messages, which for some reason I cannot see here in the chat board. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to answer to them later. Because, yeah, so der Philosoph, he is the winner of this first game. And now for the second game. The game is called Truth or Shameless Lie. And because, you know, it's soon Chinese New Year, so I'm going to present you two stories, and one of them is true and the other of them is a lie. So you guys have to guess which one is true and which one is the lie. So for that, I need the pot again that I showed you at the beginning. Hang on. I just have to make so, yeah, here it is. I will show it from this side. Yeah, this is a Japanese invention by a guy called Momofuku Ando, and he invented this. He was originally, you know that inventions are quite big in Japan. It's like the national hobby to invent new things. And Momofuku Ando was originally a couples counselor. He did therapy with couples who couldn't, you know, who had problems in their relationship. And he invented this pot so that they don't have to fight anymore about the question whether they want to eat noodles or rice. And they can cook both at the same time with this pot. And yeah, that is the wrong way around. Yeah, that was the first story. And the second story is not from Japan. The second story is from China. And it's about it's from Hong Kong, sorry. It's about Hong Kong architecture. I'm going to show you the picture in a moment, but I think you all know what the Hong Kong skyline looks like, you know, many high rises. And some of these high rises have big holes in them. They are like such a structure where there's a relatively wide building and in the middle is a hole. And these holes, does anybody know what they're for? They are for the dragons to fly through, because they are otherwise, you know, the dragons always fly back and forth between the mountains and the sea. Hong Kong is by the sea, so if they would fly into the houses, then the dragons would get angry, and that would be really bad for Hong Kong. And that is why they make the houses with holes inside. So that's story number 2. And now you guys can all guess which one do you think is true and which one is false. Yeah. You guys have got like 20 seconds while I'm looking for something to prove the right one. Ja, genau, here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start another video. And this time I'm going to fix the sound, but I can only fix it as I go along. I have to start it first, so the first few seconds will be without sound. Sorry about that. Yeah. Bildschirm.
Check out that building with a hole in it. Here in Hong Kong, there are dragons floating everywhere. You can't really see them because, you know, they're dragons. They actually live up in the mountains and they come down into the water. And when you block them from entering the water, you end up really messing up your luck. So they have accommodated this situation by putting holes in the buildings so that the dragons can fly through. These are called dragon gates, and they are one of many examples of how feng shui, the ancient Chinese practice, is affecting the skyline of Hong Kong.
Right, so that was
So feng shui is this ancient Chinese belief, superstition. The basic idea is that there's good energy out there floating around, good luck, good fortune. It's called qi. And if you arrange your physical environment in an optimal way, you can channel that good luck in the best way and things will go good for you. This usually takes the form of like furniture, interior design, but here in Hong Kong, it has affected
9 dragons. So the 9 dragons, they live on Kowloon and they always have to fly around, and this is really feng shui. Yeah, I was thinking about it this morning and I remembered how I once told this, you know, just randomly told this to a friend I was talking to, and he said, nah, you're just making this up. And then I was thinking, ah, it's cool. I can tell true stories and people will think that it's a lie. So I thought, why not make a game out of it? And yeah, this is the game because Chinese New Year is approaching. So the first story was a lie, of course, and this pot with the 2 sides, that is for hot pot. But der Philosoph, you know, actually you should have recognized it. The pot. You've been at my home before at Chinese New Year, because you know what we do with this pot is you put soup into it, but on one side you can put a different soup than on the other. And then the pot is on the table with the fire on the table, and people throw their food into the pot. That, you know, you put everything raw on the table, vegetables or fish or anything. Oh, where's my fish? Yeah, I like fish. And then you throw it into the soup, and it's cut relatively small so that it will be done very quickly. And that's called hot pot. And I'm going to do this tomorrow with my dear friend Connie. And unfortunately, I can only invite one friend. Normally, every year I've invited a few friends for this, but at the moment, because of the lockdown, I'm only able to invite one friend, but better one friend than no friend at all. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And Connie is also going to help me. We are going to film some of the things that we cook. So next year I can explain much better what Chinese New Year is. But I wanted to show you guys something else, because I've lived in Hong Kong for about 5 years. And every time around this time of year, when Chinese New Year is approaching, I get very nostalgic. And yeah, the thing is that I was thinking about, I've lived in Hong Kong in the city for like 2.5 years, and 2.5 years I've lived on an island. And I want to show you this island, but of course I cannot go there at the moment myself. Hello Daniel. Hi. Yeah, hi. Daniel was here last time when we had the German show. Hi Daniel, I hope it's okay that today the show is in English. I'm still a little bit like struggling with my schedule. I've decided today that from now on, well, my long-term plan is I want to do a live stream 2 times a week at least, because I think it's really cool. But at the moment I haven't got so much time, because I still have to write a paper for a course I'm taking at the moment. And once I finish it, then I will do a minimum of 2 shows per week. Then it will be 1 day per week English and 1 day per week German. But for now, I've decided that today is going to be the last English show on a Wednesday, because from next week onward, every Wednesday I will do a German show, and then the English show has to pause for a couple of weeks perhaps, and later there will be a second one added. Great. Daniel said he can understand too. That's awesome. And yeah, I want to show you guys a video of the island where I was living before. And the first few seconds you just have to watch the video, because I've forgotten to install the camera, but you can watch the video first, and then I will put the camera there and my microphone. Then I can also say a bit more about it. So this is going to be here.
Good morning and welcome to the Edges of Earth. My name is Brock. Today I am with Jethro and a couple of friends. We are on a place called Lama Island. Yeah. Lama? So what are we doing? Where are we going?
Just hiking. Just hike.
Okay, so
Here one, another two.
how high does the mountain go?
Not high, just for maybe 2 hours.
Let's go.
Hot or cold tofu? Hot or cold? Hot tofu.
Hot or cold tofu.
This is tofu far, right? It's very famous.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can see me because I have to make this on full screen.
Tofu.
But,
So we have the choice of
I
hot
hope
tofu
you
or
can
cold
hear
tofu, but I
me.
think we all elected
Because this is the island where I've been
Very
living
famous
on
place. Look at this. I will
for
show you.
about 3 years.
Follow me.
Okay, we're gonna follow
And
him.
I know this the very guy that they are talking to. He's selling Chinese
People did advertisement
called
because
because you know this island, a lot of TV drama of Hong Kong, they always describe about this island. They say, okay, today, this weekend, we want to go outside. I feel stressful about my work. So, okay, come to Lammer Island. Okay, let's go this weekend. Then sometimes they show this tofu farm. So this is a very famous place, especially the people from mainland. They travel here and say, oh, this tofu farm.
Oh wow, it's a big bowl. I'm not sure if I'm that hungry. That's like.
But I want to.
So she put apparently honey on all of it.
The grandson honey.
If you want to most of it.
Awesome.
Oh wow, yeah, that's good. Definitely sweet.
Yeah,
that's good.
and this is these guys, I don't know them, I just found this on YouTube, and I hope they don't mind that I'm boring. This car, can you see?
So basically we've been walking for like,
that we used to have on this island.
20 minutes maybe.
And,
so basically I think if we start counting, we will find that maybe 60% of everyone that we're seeing are foreigners. There's like 40% ratio of actual local people. So this is really weird from all different ethnicities you can see. It's really strange. So this island is like the foreigner island. We officially made it to the beach.
And this is the main
I don't think we have any plans on swimming, but it is particularly beautiful. Check it out. Wow, there's like nobody swimming. It's beautiful and secluded this area is. There's like no one. Do you want to go swimming? No, why not?
Because I don't take my shot.
What are those?
This is a short swimming shot.
Yeah. So these guys are doing
so after we got the drone shot over here, they were making an announcement, and then they told him to tell me that we're not allowed to fly. But as far as I'm, because you might disturb other people, or you might cause an injury to someone, but there's no one here. So when you follow the tour guide Jethro, you end up having to cross a river to get to the sidewalk. Yeah, how are we going to get across this? What is your concept here?
Actually looking for
You're gonna
okay.
I gotta see this.
Already, when I was thinking what do I want to talk
not bad.
about for Chinese New Year, and then
yeah. Are you part ninja? Ninja.
I can use so sweet.
Yeah, good. So we started to walk up this small hill. Jethro says there's no major big peak here, or at least if there is, we're not going to it. We're kind of going
like there are
in this
no
direction over here. I don't know what we're going to see. Oh my God, just walking along, all of a sudden there was something right here. It was a spider dangling from a spider web. Almost landed on my nose, like it was just that far away from crawling up my face. So apparently this is a rain shelter in case it starts raining. Everyone on the island comes and gets under this thing. Maybe. I'm not sure. Wow, this is literally
the fire brigade
really beautiful here.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And everybody else, they have to just walk, or they can go on bicycle if they want. It's really cool that these guys have this drone camera, because I never actually saw these shots from above. I was always on the ground, of course, and it's beautiful enough when you're walking around.
Yeah, so we're walking in, and look what we walked past. I nearly had a heart attack 10 seconds ago. Look at this. This is, if it opened up its legs, its leg span is bigger than my hand span. Unbelievable. That is insanity. What does the cave say? Romer's tree frog. So it's about a frog. Yeah, frog. Apparently,
the cave here.
it can be found in Hong Kong and everywhere else. Among 22 species of frogs, toads, Hong Kong Romer tree frog is the smallest. So this is around here, it's the smallest frog in Hong Kong. About the cave. Along the coast, 10 meters wide, so it's maybe 10 or 20 meters in. They made the Japanese army took this area as a naval port. The Japanese had a plan to hide some speedboats in here, which would launch a suicidal attack on the Allies' warships if then passed by. Awesome. So more kamikazes are going to come from the cave. And no, I'm definitely not going in. So apparently today there's a beach cleanup, it looks like. There's a lot of people out here with bags picking up trash, which is awesome. Kudos to them.
there are these two villages, and otherwise the island is just completely deserted. What you see Hong Kong has got many hills, and they are mostly made of rock. So
we've just seen a crab crossing the street as we were walking back from the beach. Neat little area, like a little fishing area. So we entered a small town area, and I think we're going to find a restaurant to eat some lunch.
I've also been to this restaurant.
Oh my god, we don't know where we're going. I don't know. So we got some dark beer coming, and then you got you ordered orange juice, but you got a whole orange orchard in one bottle, a whole field of oranges. Wait, cheers with your orange juice.
Yeah, now most of us are stuck, but we also have to remember that it's only temporary, and then soon we will be traveling again. That was a tofu dish as well. The weird thing in China when you're
We just finished up lunch, and basically now we're on our way back to the boat. So we then can go back to Hong Kong, and then unfortunately tonight I have to go all the way back to mainland. All these days here. Anyway, today was a bit of a short journey. Very short. What was your favorite part of today? That was your highlight? Just to watch me fly?
Yeah, okay, I remember. These were surprises.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was not so interesting. I would say that was my least favorite part today. But yeah, that definitely startled me. I'm not a big fan of spiders. Anyway, I would say the shot on the beach when we were on the beach flying. That's a cool shot. It's a beautiful area for sure.
Although there are lots of regulations, but we still fly here.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of regulations, but I was following all the regulations. It's just some people are.
We fly, they give us.
Yeah, they say, oh, not in this area. Why? Anyway, that's it. So we're on our way back to the boat.
And then we'll go to another island.
Oh yeah, well that's not going to be part of this video.
Okay.
That's a secret. That's a secret island. That's not part of this video. Anyway, that's it. Thank you all for watching. Remember, your time is running out. Start living. Take care.
Yeah. So this was my home for 3 years or something. I was going to explain to you about the fish, because that's why I've drawn this fish here. This is like a stencil, Schablone. I made this for tomorrow because I'm not a vegetarian, but I actually do not like to eat fish because I just don't like the taste of it. But on Chinese New Year, it's very important that you should have some fish because Chinese has many synonyms. No, I can't think of what's the right word, but let's say, for example, the word bank. The bank can be a place where you take your money, but it can also be a bank of a river. And they are both the same word. You need to know the whole sentence, or you need to know the whole story in order to know which one you're talking about. And the Chinese language has many words like that. They can even have not just 2 different meanings, they can have up to 100. And the word for fish in Chinese, that is yu. And the same yu can also mean surplus. So on Chinese New Year, you want to have fish on the table, and then you say the words nian nian you yu. That means year by year there is fish or surplus. And that means, if you follow this tradition, it's again. Hang on.
Oh. Thanks, Daniel. Is it better now? It's just so confusing, all these different. Yeah. Please let me know if there's something wrong again. Otherwise, I hope I have fixed it now. Yeah. So if you put fish on the table on Chinese New Year, it's for good luck. And the idea is, because you had the fish on the table, there's always going to be some surplus, or in other words, you will never be broke. So I've once seen this in a movie, a Chinese movie from the 1930s or something, and the people in the movie were living in the mountains, and there just weren't any fish. The next fish was like 1,000 kilometers away, so following this tradition was really difficult for them. And what they did is they had a wooden fish, and they put that on a plate and then just poured some sauce over it and just ate the sauce. And the wooden fish, later they could wash it and use it again next year. And this way they also had fish on the table, and then everything was okay for them. And I was thinking I'm going to do the same, because I don't like fish, I just don't like the taste of it. So I will use this stencil tomorrow to make fish out of different materials. I have already bought a halloumi, and then I'm going to try with tofu and with scrambled egg. And I will also make a video and see which one works out best. So next year, you guys can also hopefully follow it if you like. Hang on. Oh. Yay. Daniel, I think you just arrived when I was done with the games that I had prepared for today. If so, then I'm very sorry. Tough luck, but next. Thanks a lot, Daniel. And yeah. So next, like I said before, from next week onward, for now the show is going to be in German on Wednesdays, and then we will be playing those games again. They are games that I've invented myself, and I've also been looking on Twitch at this Jackbox party something that my friend who was with me in the show some time ago has recommended me. But I think I'm going to need a few more weeks before I can figure this out, because that is just such an unknown world to me. Yeah, but like I said before, I think streaming is really cool, and I'm trying to learn more about it more quickly. So, I have to, of course, I've forgotten to tune my ukulele again, so I will only play a short song to say goodbye for now, because the time is up. And I will play once again the one ox song that I was able to learn, because I have been asking many friends, you know any songs about oxen or buffalo? And I found a few, but not that many. And most of them were quite difficult to play, but I'm going to sing the one song that I have learned at least the chorus. And it's actually a very beautiful song. Maybe next week, because Chinese New Year will still linger on, maybe next week I can even also sing the verses. And the song is called Love is Like Ox, Igen. And now, yeah, it's too bad that the time is already up, but yeah, I still also need to get the hang of talking for such a long time. Maybe later on we can also do it a bit longer. So thank you very much to everybody for passing by or dropping in. And have a very beautiful year of Ox, everybody. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing though, you know, because now the year that is coming to an end is the year of the rat. And I was thinking, when it was the normal New Year on 31st of December, everyone was said like, 2020 wasn't so good. I'm glad that it's over. And then I was thinking now, theoretically, you could also blame the year of the rat, like for the pandemic and everything. But I think it's not the rat's fault, because this is feng shui as well. In China, when a child is born in the year of the rat, then feng shui says you better give your child a name where there is the Chinese character for wheat inside, because rats are not very good merchants. And if you put the character wheat inside, then the child will always have enough to eat. They will have a good life in a material sense, because the wheat is already there. They don't need to be good merchants anymore. And I think maybe the same applies with medicine. You know, it reminded me of, I know we have at least one guest from Austria as well. Daniel told me last time he's from Austria, but some people are from Germany, and that's really all I know about, because our Minister for Health, and actually everybody, they had completely forgotten to buy face masks at the beginning of the pandemic. And that's not the rat's fault, you know. The rat isn't a good merchant, so other people should be taking care of it. Yeah, so it's, as usual, it's the politician's fault. But now it's the year of the ox, and everything is going to be much better. Where are my notes? Yeah, here. Love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. Love gets you high. Love is like oxygen. You get too much, you get too high. Not enough and you're gonna die. Love gets you high. Danke.